The noise, I'll never ever forget the noise because it was absolutely unbelievable.
What we're going to do with that reservoir and that wonderful place that we spend so much time in.
Round about the time of the floods, I was actually doing some voluntary work for the park as a ranger's helper.
I do a lot of conservation work in the park, and I work with the children, with the nature club.
Yeah, it all started one afternoon and we'd had loads of rain. There wasn't very much we could do, and we could see that the water level had been increasing all the time.
Kathy, my friend, phoned me up. She said, "Barbara, there's a big flood in the park. All the water from the reservoir is now running on the paths."
When I got back home, my son had just come home from school, and he pestered and pestered and pestered me to death. Can we go and have a look? When we got to the sailing tower, the water was about 2 foot above the bottom of the sailing tower. Me and Matthew, well, if I say hot-footed it, I would say we wet-footed it to the big overflow. When we got to the dam wall, that's when it was noticed that the water was actually coming down a small channel.
The force of the water was washing the stones from the side of this spillway, and then it was coming and bouncing over.
It had actually started to erode the dam wall. At the worst possible time, if you had a look at the dam wall, you could actually see there were 2 or 3 places where the water looked as if it was seeping through from the reservoir side. Me and my son Matthew, we stayed all that night, helping in any way that we could. It was the morning after that things started looking a little bit better.
My first view when I got there were all these huge machines pumping water out of the reservoir as fast as they could. There were about 8 or 10 different fire engines that had come from all over the country.
They tried putting these bags, 1-ton bags of ballast, down the narrow channel.
But the force of the water was so great that when they put the bags of aggregate down, the water just washed it away.
Somebody come up with a brilliant idea that they could try and put a skip in its path, and it was hugely successful.
We didn't know at this point what was going to happen.
There were all sorts of rumours going around. They were going to close it, they were going to drain it, they were going to use it as a landfill site.
Being a secretary of the Friends of Ulley, we knew it would give the council another reason to drain the reservoir and actually close the park. The Friends of Ulley, we met and decided that we needed to have a petition. We, the undersigned, sincerely request the elected members of Rotherham Metropolitan Borough Council to retain and restore Ulley Reservoir and Country Park as near as possible to what it was before the devastation of the 25th and 26th of June 2007. By the beginning of October, we got 4,300 signatures. We attended the council meeting. All the councillors voted that Ulley Reservoir should be rehabilitated, restored. We agreed to meet in the park where we celebrated. I had the job of standing on the jetty and opening a bottle of champagne, and having not done that before, not quite sure what would happen, and I got all this champagne squirting out.
The park now, I think, is better for the flood because it's obviously been upgraded and we should never have the same type of problem again. But it was definitely an experience I'll never ever forget, I can assure you.